Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
In another month or two, I'm going to be traveling back to my home state of Iowa to, not just catch up with my family there, but also I've been invited by my father to, teach a course in internet safety to a group of people who are attending his motorcycle rally on motorcycle safety. I am not a motorcycle rider myself. I never actually went through with it. Even though I was certified at one time to ride a motorcycle, as I mentioned before, when we did the two-stroke motorcycle tips list, I wasn't into it. Just couldn't do it. But I do, of course, have people out there, nomies, viewers, community at large folk who are motorcycle riders, including Daniel. And Daniel writes, or Fallen One, that's his handle, which is kind of weird because he's got a top 5 tips for beginning with motorcycles, as kind of inspired by the two-stroke motorcycle tips list that we did a while back. So if you wanted to get into motorcycles, this may be for you. Number 1, read. Read a lot. Read forums, magazines, and books. The more you read about motorcycles, the better prepared you will be for starting riding and to figure out what kind of motorcycle you'd want to get. There are a lot of great rider forums out there that are filled with people who will be more than happy to help you figure out what kind of motorcycle would fit you best and share tips on how to become a better rider. I also strongly recommend picking up Proficient Motorcycling by David Howe, or Hugh. I'm not exactly sure how to say that name. This is a great book that really makes a lot of the theory and skills easy to understand. Didn't realize motorcycles were, well, I guess they are kind of complex machines. Number 2, take a motorcycle safety rider class. That's what my dad actually teaches. And oddly enough, he broke his wrist while teaching a motorcycle safety class because he was walking his motorcycle back, slipped, fell. And I put those pictures on Flickr if anybody wants to post them. I know that a lot of state DMVs offer these classes through the DMV, but even if your state doesn't offer this class through the DMV, you should still be able to find one of these classes offered in your area through another agency, such as the local or state police. The basic MSR classes are taught using small engine motorcycles that are owned by the agency giving the class, so you don't have to worry about either trying to learn on a bike that has way too much power for you or about dropping your own bike the first time you try to ride it. These classes teach you the basics of riding in a safe, controlled environment and are by far the best way to learn how to ride a motorcycle. As an added bonus, in many states, you will automatically get your motorcycle license when you successfully complete the class. And that's what happened to me. And I made it all the way through, and I remember the things that freaked me out the most. The motorcycle instructor stood like at one end of, we were in like a gigantic parking lot, and you would have to gun this, and they were like little Honda, these things were so like clunky, and I think that was half the problem, right? Because they'd been dropped so many times, and you would have to gun it like full throttle. Full throttle, and you would have to like go straight at the guy, and like right at the last second, he would like point one direction or the other, and you would have to sway that way and go away. That was so nerve-wracking, let me tell you. But it was good to go through that at least once. You never know if I'm ever going to be involved in some kind of high-speed chase and have to race through the streets of Vienna on a motorbike with a damsel in distress on my back as I'm racing against the clock with a bomb strapped to my lap. It could happen. Don't skimp on riding gear. Quality riding gear can be expensive, but when you get into an accident, it can make the difference between getting up with a few bumps or bruises or never getting up again. Leather is the best protection you can get, but there are also plenty of other options out there if you either don't like leather or can't afford it. Several companies make jeans for motorcycles that have a protective layer of either textile or Kevlar sewn in, and many of those jeans include protective padding in the hips and knees. There are also textile jackets with elbow, shoulder, and back armor sewn in, as well as at least one company that makes protective armor designed to be worn under your regular clothes. And I apologize for the yawning there. This is not actually 2:02 in the afternoon. It's 2:02 in the morning. And yes, I'm still up. Number 4, find a bike that fits your body and your skill level. Sit on different bikes to figure out what kind physically fits you. If the bike is either too big, you have trouble reaching the hand and foot controls, or so small you feel cramped on it, then it's not the bike for you because you won't be able to enjoy riding it and you will have a lot of trouble controlling it. If the bike you really like almost fits you, ask the dealer about what kind of adjustments can be made to either the stock parts or with aftermarket parts. If you're just learning how to ride, don't go for the biggest, fastest bike you can find. Remember, even the small 600cc race bikes can easily reach 150 miles per hour and are capable of doing things far beyond the capabilities of the average street rider. Number 5, find a shop you can trust. Very important. Go online and check rider forums to find out what people think of the shops in your area. Where you buy your first bike can have a big impact on what kind of riding experience you have. If you tell the salesperson that you are new to motorcycles and are looking to buy your first bike, and they seem to be pushing you towards the fastest, most expensive bike in the shop, turn around and walk out the door. That's a dealer that cares more about making the sale than about for your enjoyment or safety. A good dealership will want to help you find the right bike and gear for you. For example, last year at the dealer I purchased my current bike from, the salesperson asked me a lot of questions about my riding experience and comfort level with getting back on a bike after having not ridden after several years. He told me that while the bike I was looking at would be good for getting back into riding, he thought I would end up wanting to move up to something larger and potentially faster within a year. He showed me a different version of the same bike with a larger frame and engine, even though it was the previous year's model, and was discounted to about the same price as the smaller current year model. He also told me that while there was a third revision of the bike with an even more powerful engine, he didn't think it would be the right bike for me because it had been several years since I had ridden, and he thought that I might find the larger engine to be a bit more intimidating than more fun. Makes sense. After helping me decide which bike I wanted, he took me to the parts department to help me pick out the riding gear. He almost had me try on a dozen helmets to find the perfect fit, and he had me sit on the bike wearing each jacket and set of gloves I was considering so I could get an idea of how they would feel while riding. Owning and riding a motorcycle can be a lot of fun as long as you find the right bike for you, and as an added bonus, they tend to get a lot more miles per gallon than most cars do. That is true, and I appreciate that list, Daniel. About the only two-wheeled vehicle I ever rode, at least a motorized one, was a moped. And I enjoyed the moped. I enjoyed the moped a lot, of course. As an adult, I probably couldn't get away with riding a moped. I would have to upgrade to a Segway, and even then, people would still make fun of me. It's going to happen anyway. If anybody else has got any other safety tips in general for life as we know it, feel free to email them to me, chris@pirillo.com. I mean, yes, most of us here are geeks. We love talking tech, but we have other interests outside of general technology stuff, right? We are not just one-dimensional characters. If you prick us, do we not bleed? I mean, granted, the blood is sometimes green because half of us are Vulcan. Feel free to stop by the chat room if you like. We're typically talking tech 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.